Actually the most important floor in any building. We've heard of Ratskellers. Those are the places to enjoy a beverage and something to eat in the lower levels of the city hall in a German town. Why is it so important? Because it's subterranean and it's cooler in the summer and more easily heated in the winter time. So this was their main floor, right? And the most important floor. This is where a lot of the activity happened. We have a root cellar here. I don't ever bother bringing anybody there because you have limited time to bring people here, but it is the root cellar and where they would have put meat to hang as well. But here is the, let me turn on the light here for everybody. Here is the hallway here, and it's got all these pipes that are hanging down there that make it look claustrophobic. Eventually these will be removed. Many of these are not even necessary anymore, so many of these will be removed. And so we have two rooms here. This side, why don't you come in here, just stand there. This room is a surprising room. In fact, this is one of the more favorite rooms that people have. And I love it because of the transformation that happened here. This place was filled with crap. Maybe there's probably a better word to use than that. But filled with junk. And a lot of it was gardening equipment. There was dirt everywhere, plants everywhere. And literally all of these rooms that you're going to see in the fryer were practically filled to the rafters, filled to the ceilings, that is, with junk. So you couldn't see any of this. But when we began cleaning it up, we began to notice something. And this is what I would do to intrigue your visitors. I'd say, can you guess what this room was? And then after they'd taken some time, check this out. Nice wood, not just any kind of wood, but nice wood for the clapper. We have a wooden floor. When was the last time you've seen a wooden floor in a basement, right? And we have a nice wooden cupboard here. At least at one time was a nice wooden cupboard. We have, look up there, before we had even more junk up there, wooden ceiling. And if you look closely, ooh, I'll point this up. We have a wooden cupboard here. Now why would you need a wooden cupboard in a basement? And then if you come here, you'll see that it's more than just a cupboard. It's actually a pass-through for a room that's on the other side. We are in the original refectory. The original refectory. This is where the friars would eat in the 1868 building, right? Now, Father Conrad never remembers eating here. This was just the junk room, right? After the 1913 edition was put on, and they put the refectory up there, the dining room up there. But this is where they dined. Now, they wouldn't, of course, had a big table like this. But if you look here, and I'm not sure you can see it, why don't you follow my finger? If you look here, you can see this faint line here, and a faint line here, and here, and over there, and over there. Those are where the legs of the original dining room tables, not dining room, refectory, long tables, narrow tables. In fact, we'll see one in the library. But the friars would sit at the table here with their backs to the wall and eat in silence. They would eat in silence. And the head of the community, called in the Franciscan community the guardian, he would sit, well, geez, I wonder where. Cross, elevated spot here. He would sit here, right? Where the leader, where the head of the community would sit. And they would eat in silence, and they would eat quickly. Again, this is information that you don't need to share with your guests. But the idea within a community is to eat rather quickly so they can get back to work. Working in the vineyard, if you will. While they ate, and if I can ask Emily to stand over there. While they ate, another friar would be here at the top of this very nice stairway. Again, when was the last time you saw a stairway like this in a basement? Remember, this is not a basement. This is the lower level, which is the first level of the building. In European way of thinking. This is where a friar would read to the other friars as they ate in silence. he wouldn't so much read scripture, he would read probably the history of the Jesuits in America, or the history of the Catholic Church, or in Europe, or here, or maybe some material in German, so that they kind of felt that they were back in home again. This again is one of the more interesting rooms, and it's of course seen better days, but over the years this will be fixed up. You watch. So let's go across the way to what is obviously the wine cellar. Now I'm going to ask that you stay at the top of the stairs because there is no railing here. And what I would do in talking with your visitors is I would stand right here and be a visible barrier to them. I would have them individually come up to the door to look at the vaulted ceilings. This is another room that people love. This is where obviously the bottles were placed right here, upside down, so that the wine kept on keeping moist the cork, which kept it sealed. That's why they're upside down. Also over here, we show plastic grapes, but actually there was at one time straw in those boxes or those bins, and there would be very nice wine in there that was not yet opened. And you can see the names that were here at one time, like for example the Burgundy wine. We don't know, we know that Germans love their beer. We don't know if they made any beer here, and we don't know if they made any wine here. Kind of doubt it. Kind of doubt it. So this is the wine cellar. And then one last room here is the kitchen. And again, it's seen better days. I actually think it's kind of beautiful with the peeling paint, but that's just me. You can see where there was originally the stove, came out here, right? That's where the stove pipe went. And you can see where the ashes, oh no, I think the ashes were collected there. But probably not. Some people think that the water pump was here because they think they see remnants of it here, but I don't see any hole that's going down into a well. So we don't know, but we do know that this was the kitchen. We are not bringing people to the back here, just because it's we don't have time. But this is part of that 1913 edition that goes to the back. There is a cistern back there as well that collected water, rainwater. That's how many people in the 1800s and the early 1900s collected their drinking water. And also the water for washing and so forth. Let's go upstairs.